Welcome to Bhakti Steps. A phrase on my screen. You can repeat with me. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Bhutale Swayam Rupa Padam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shittapadam Shri Guru Vaishnava Shri Rupam Sagrayatam Sarvam Rogatam Sadvaitam Savaduttam Parijan Saitam Krishna Shri Vishakhanditamsham He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dino Jagate Gopeshu Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Nusate Taptakanchara Gauranga Radhe Vrindavaneshwar Vishabhansila Dharmami Haripu Vancha Kaltur Vishitva Sindhu Daiva Chittana Pavanibhyo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shiva Sadguru Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare So welcome. Yeah, just hold. Just hold for a few 1 second. Okay. No problem. Okay. So we were reading from the 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. This particular chapter is division of faith. Divisions of faith. So in this chapter, or the previous chapter, Krishna says one should follow the Shastras. Then only one knows how to perfect his life. Now there are those who don't follow Shastras at all. Zero followers. Okay. Those are called Asuras. And those who follow 100% are called Devatas. Now there are those who are in between. What happens to them? That is the subject matter of this particular chapter. So basically they are accepting things as per the modes that are influencing them. That is the goodness, passion, and sattva-gun, rajagun, tamagun. So the result will be also like that. In this section, Krishna talks about what happens in sattva-gun, goodness. They worship the devatas. In passion, they worship the asuras. In ignorance, they worship the ghosts and spirits. And what are the asuras? Demons. They unnecessarily undergo austerities which are not recommended in the scriptures, like they cut their head or their flesh. Such things are not recommended. They are impelled by lust and attachment. They are foolish and torture the material elements of the body. They torture themselves, then the super soul within their body. So the food also that they eat is of 3 kinds. 3 kinds means sattva-gun, rajagun, tamagun. Same are sacrifices, austerity, charity. We looked at the food. Food that increases duration of life, purifies, vegetarian food. Is juicy, fatty, wholesome, pleasing to heart. Milk, grains, fruits, vegetables. They all come. Then those foods which are too salty, hot, pungent, they produce distress, like eating too much of gravy kind of food. No? Next day the stomach becomes really upset, right? There are diseases because of that. Some people eat too much of meat and they get cancer and all that. Then there are foods which are in tamogun, non-veg food, meat eating, alcohol. Meat eating, alcohol. Sorry. Okay. So those are in tamogun. What happens in tamogun is misery. If one takes alcohol, we know what kind of misery they go through. What kind of misery people go through, right? First of all, they destroy their body, liver cirrhosis, disease happens. Then they destroy their family members. So many family members, especially the wives, are beaten because you know the man he drinks. Right? This is a everyday news, right? It has been there for many years. So it's all madness. Okay. So that what we now even sacrifices. So few things Krishna mentioned here is sacrifice, austerity, charity. You can go and check exactly what's yagya tapa tatha dana. Sacrifice, austerity, and charity. Dana. Yagya tapa dana. Uh, so now he is going to talk about how come yagya, that is sacrifice. See, people do sacrifices. But again, it's according to three modes, Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun. Similarly, austerities. People take austerities. See, the sports person, how much austerity they are doing, right? Austerity means voluntary giving up certain things, taking trouble in their body. So, sports person are doing, but then the whole purpose is for what? What is the purpose of sports person doing all that austerity? Can you tell me? To win the gold medal, right? Wherever all of the Asian games, wherever. So that, yeah. But the purpose is not for Krishna. So like that, Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun. We also do some austerity. And then there's Dhanam. People like to donate. In simple words, this is donation. People like to donate. But then where do they donate? Who do they donate? Do you know where the highest donation goes? Any idea? Where does all the donation goes? Do you know? Where? Temple. Okay. There's even bigger place than temple. No. Maybe maybe you're right. But then there's still uh, one place where there's too much of donation going there. Probably you don't read news to the political parties. Do you know that? Yeah, to all political parties, there's always the donation go, anonymous donation. People give like 100 crores in one shot. Can you imagine? In Tirupati and all, people will give 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 100 rupees, 500 rupees, right? And then lots of people will together, then the number will. But here, one person will give only 100 crores. So, such kind of charities for what is that for? What do the political party do with that money? Do you know what they do? For running the election. So much of advertisement goes, so much of bribe they have to give to people and all that. Right? Where do we get money? We get money like this one. Now when there was elections, you find right in some states they found like 200, 300 crores was kept in some room. Have you heard this kind of news? Yeah. So all this money is going there. So anyway, when that charity happens in three modes, various results are achieved. So now Krishna is going to talk about all that. Okay. Of sacrifices. Yajna. A sacrifice performed according to the direction of scriptures as a matter of duty by those who desire no reward is in sattva, in goodness. Right? So how to keep yajna in goodness? First of all, it should be under the direction of the scripture. Shastra, whatever Shastra says, that yajna only we should perform. It should be done out of a duty. Now, why it is said it should be done out of as a matter of duty? What is the significance of saying that I did my duty? People say, right? I did my duty. Hmm? What is the significance? Somebody says, I did my duty. Did you ever hear someone saying, I did my duty? Who did you hear? I did my duty. You yourself must have said, but huh? Yeah, when your father got you married, right? He must have said, I did my duty. So, is that statement such a big statement? How come it is a big statement? What is the nature of saying, yeah, I did my duty? What is that person saying? Is he saying to get something? What is he saying? What does he mean by saying, I did my duty? No, that is fine. Many people do work. Only few say, I did my duty. What do they mean by it? You understand, right? Like, let's say a policeman, he saves somebody, and then the person says, I want to give you something because you saved money. Now, what should the other person say? What should the policeman say? Okay, give me 5,000 rupees. Okay, yeah, yeah. So, so Krishna is saying, as a matter of duty, we will go to the exact verse 10, 13, 11, 17, 11. The word that he uses is like must be performed. See, this must be performed. By devoid of desire for result. Apalaha, apala, apala, akankshi, akankshi, afala, akankshi. Kankshi means akanksha. Akanksha means, yeah, this is akankshi, without desire. Akanksha means desire. Akanksha, akanksha. Devoid of desire, without desire. Akanksha is actually akanksha. Yeah, akanksha means without desire, right? So it is without any separate desire. The policeman say it is my duty. You don't have to pay me for that. You see, that is what it means. So all the yajna should be done in that spirit. We do certain yajnas for certain fruits. Okay, like vastu and all that, shanti, yajna and all that. It is done for certain purpose, but then we are doing it as a duty. You should always remember that we are doing it as a duty. The phala will come, but we are not doing it just for the phala. As a duty, we are doing it. The policeman will get his salary. one should go simply to offer respects to the deity. Going to the temple, we should do it as a duty. Go and offer respect to the deity. We definitely ask something that is there, but let's say our desire doesn't get fulfilled. Doesn't mean that okay, tomorrow I'm not coming to you, right? Children are like that. Children are like that. They'll say no, next time I won't come. But a duty person is like, whether you fulfill or don't fulfill, I don't mind. I'll still come to you. Okay. Next, but the sacrifice performed for some material benefit or sake of pride. Sometimes some people do sacrifice of pride for some name or fame, some proud thing, or for some material benefit. I'll get few lakhs of rupees because of that. Then O chief of Bharata, you should know to be in mode of passion. Such things which are not according to duty, they have some desire. They have a kanksha. Or kanksha. It's a very interesting word. Let's see. Abhisanda, Abhisanda. Abhisanda is desiring. Phalam. Artham. Okay. So it is said to be in mode of passion. What is the result of mode of passion? Rajas guna. What it results to? Sattva guna, which is goodness, it results in good result, right? Yes or no? So rajas good, passion. What did you say? Actually, the result of passion is always misery. There'll be some misery that one has to face. So let's say somebody does this sacrifice for some pride and he doesn't get that name and fame. Then what will happen? Yes, he'll get angry. So it's another kind of misery. I did so much, but I didn't get, that kind of. Any sacrifice which is performed without regards to direction of scripture. That sacrifice is without direction of scripture. Like sometimes some people do hartal and all that. Like today also some people are fasting for some reason and all that. In scripture, fasting is meant for spiritual purpose. If you want to solve some social problem, political problem, you should not do fasting. You should do it in some other way. Okay, by filing cases in the judicial system or doing something else, but not fasting. Okay, without distribution of prasad. See, yajna means there should be distribution of prasad. Okay, this is part of the, like when it is done under direction of shastra, shastra will say after this yajna you give dana to the brahmanas and feed 100 poor people and feed 10 brahmanas. Have you heard such things? Hmm? Yeah. So here in mode of tamas, ignorance, what happens is no consideration of distribution of prasad. And sometimes the food itself they may distribute as non-vegetarian food and all. That is all terrible. Without chanting of Vedic hymns. See, Shastra means Vedic hymns mean that. Om Achyutaya Namaha. All that hymns is there. So nothing of that. Remuneration to the priest. The priest, the brahmanas, they help in, you know, doing all the yajna and all that. And nothing is given to them. Getting? Without faith. Faith is like, I don't I don't have faith in doing this. I don't believe in all this, but I'm just doing it because my parents are telling me or my society is looking at me. So all that kind of attitude is mode of ignorance. What is the result of mode of ignorance? Tamas. What is the result? Goodness is good. Sattva gun is good. Rajas, passion, is misery. Ignorance, tamas, is madness. So all this kind of sacrifice that leads to madness. Austerity of body. Now we talked about yajna, tapas. Now the body, this human body that we have, it needs to do some tapasya. What all it should do? Krishna gives very easy answer. If somebody says what tapasya we should do, this is the answer. 17.14. 17.14. What it is? Worship the Supreme Lord. Do Krishna worship. The Brahmanas. To worship a Brahmanas, the spiritual master, Guru, and superiors like father and mother. See, Bhagavad Gita teaches us to be respectful to father and mother. And in cleanliness, this body needs to be clean. How to keep the body clean? What are the ways to keep the body clean? Taking bath, yes. And what? Brushing teeth, cutting hair, nails, before bath. Some people do after bath. That is wrong. It should be done before bath. Okay, that is external cleaning. How to do internal cleaning? Internal cleaning of the body. Yeah. another thing is to keep our body clean is no illicit sex. No illicit sex. Sex only within marriage. That is clean sex. Something like simplicity. Be simple. Okay, don't go after too many things. Whatever comes, be happy with it. And whatever you want a little bit more, just be happy with it. Celibacy. Celibacy has two meanings. One is complete celibacy, meaning no association of women. That is Naishtika Brahmacharya. Not everyone can do that. Not everyone can do that. Very small percentage can do that. Maybe 1% or 0.5% of the population. Most of the population will marry. 99.5% will marry. So they will marry. So that is also celibacy. To be married to one woman and to be loyal to that and to follow the grihastha ashram, that is also celibacy. Among the five Pandavas, or let's say Arjuna, was considered the best brahmachari. Is this a true statement or false statement? Arjuna was considered the best brahmachari. True statement, false statement? Huh? Sorry? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. But he was considered the best brahmachari. True statement or false statement? It's a true statement. So, this is the thing. Celibacy has two meanings. One is no marriage, no association of women, and second is following the grahastha ashram very strictly. That is also celibacy. So Arjuna was the best example. He was considered. And non-violence. Non-violence has two meanings. Zero violence. Now, zero violence has to be practiced by few people. First is sannyasis. To some extent, brahmanas also. They will do zero violence. They won't lift the hand. But when it comes to Kshatriya, how will he follow non-violence? How will Kshatriya be ahimsa? Yeah. To protect the weak from the evil, he can be violent, and that is still ahimsa. Get it? That is still non-violence. How a spiritualist can be in non-violence? We are all bhakta yogis, bhakti yogas, bhakti yogis, practicing bhakti yoga. We are not fully there, practicing neophyte. How can we be non-violent? How can we be non-violent? Yeah. If we don't distribute people spiritual knowledge, then we are committing violence. Why? Because we are neglecting them, neglecting their spiritual life. That is violence. So that's how we will be non-violent, by distributing Krishna consciousness. Now it depends on the receiver whether he takes it or not. But from our side, as a giver, as a distributor, we should distribute. What kind of violence? Oh, okay, okay. Animal sacrifice, no? So the thing is, no, there is a detail to that animal sacrifice, and that detail is in the Vedas. Animal sacrifice is mentioned in certain yajnas. That is a true statement. Certain yajnas they say you have to do animal sacrifice. Like Ashwamedh yajna. Ashwa is what? Horse. After that yajna, the Kshatriya, it's especially meant for the Kshatriya. The Kshatriya is very attached to the horse. And the yajna means sacrifice. So he will do all that sacrifice, and then his best horse he will kill. Ashwamedh yajna. Medha. It will be killed. Now, after killing, that horse should get new body. And that is a test whether the yajna happens successful or not. Now, in Kali Yuga, to do such a test is very difficult, right? It is impossible. Animal is killed and then he will get a new body. New body also means not just new body but human body. He will advance. How is that possible in today's age? That much of pure brahmanas we don't have. So in previous ages there were such pure brahmanas, and in everyone's front size, the soul would get new body from animal body directly, advance into human body, and they would experience that. But in today's age, that is not possible. So, such sacrifices where animals are sacrificed at the end are not recommended in Kali Yuga. So, technically, yeah. So, they are following the Shastras, but the Yajna is not being properly tested whether such Yajna was successful or not, because the animal was killed, but there is no way to figure out that the animal got new body. So, in such a case, the Shastras say that in Kali Yuga, because of lack of pure Brahmanas, such yajnas are not recommended. And so good point you said. So, in Kali Yuga, these Brahmanas were not there, and therefore, animals were getting killed a lot. A lot of animals were getting killed. To stop them of misuse of this Vedic Shastra, the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, he took one avatar. Can you tell me the name of that avatar? He took one avatar to stop this animal killing. Yes, Buddha. He came, he spoke in such a way that everyone rejected Vedas and followed Buddha to Nirvana. So, so technically, such things are, this animal sacrifice is not to be done. So, So now what will happen to such brahmanas? Because they have killed the animals, they will they will suffer. It's like that. They will get the reaction. No one is free. Getting? No one is free. So if I remember one of the yagya, such thing yagya, the animal is to be killed. This time they killed. They don't kill. Then they take some pumpkin or something and cut into pieces. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, true. True, true, true. But I don't know whether that is also Shastrik or not. So, the Yagyas, they are also Rajasic, Tamasic, and Rajo, Rajas, Sattvam. So, so if some Yagya has to be done, then one should look for alternative. They should ask the Brahmana whether the animal is not killed and we can get the result that we are looking for. And the Brahmanas, they will look into Shastra, they will find out. so, so yeah. Next, austerity of speech, the tapasya of the speech. We have a vaka. It's called vaka. Vak. Vak is energy. Have you felt like you have spoken for more than 2 hours and then you are just tired? Have you felt like that? Huh? Has anyone felt like after talking too much, I feel very tired? Yeah. So basically, it is use of that energy. Okay. So that energy now has to be used. How to do tapasya of that energy now? That vak energy. So Krishna says, first thing is consist in speaking words which are truthful. Always speak truth. But he again uses the words pleasing. So the truth also should be pleasing in such a way that it should be pleasing. Then second thing is it beneficial. Whatever we say and all that, it should be beneficial. We should maximum think about it. We should be very conscious. Whatever we are telling, speaking, it should be beneficial and should not be agitating to others. Today, you turn on the television, some news channel, and some talk is going on. Everything is simply what it is agitating, right? Isn't it? It's all agitating. Did you ever tell someone, hey, turn off that television? It's so much of noises there, right? Did you tell like that to anyone when you heard this news channel? Yeah, so it's all agitating only. And in the morning, if someone turns up and some Bhakti Gita is going on, then nobody says to turn off. Only somebody who wants to sleep more or somebody who's into more modern music will say, turn it off. For them, that is agitating. But anyway, uh, agitating words always avoid. It is not that we should not use it. It means we should use it very limitedly. The agitating words should be truthful, pleasing, beneficial. Like, if the house is on fire, let's say somebody's house is on fire, you will shout, right? Top of your voice, you will shout to pull those people out, save those people. Yes or no? That at that time you won't sing, oh, I'm agitating everyone. No. So it is not like that, It doesn't mean that not agitating to others means it doesn't mean not in all circumstances. It means in most circumstances be non-agitating, and where it needs to be agitating, be agitating. You may be at a position, as like a mother or a father. A child is not listening. At that time, you cannot go soft. Listen, Baba. Listen, listen. No, right? You have to be agitating, saying. Then only the child will understand. Everyone experience that, right? Yes or no? Yeah. So that is allowed. That is allowed. But when we overboard it, that is not allowed. When the child has really done good and unnecessarily we say something agitating to the child because we are angry, because we are in passion, so we put some misery on that child also. That is not allowed. And that is not allowed in sense that is not fruitful. That is not pleasing. That is not beneficial. Got it? Got it? Now, how to develop this kind of, yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 See, we have to handle it in a different way because we are handling different type of people. If that person is ajnabi, stranger, we can say to them on their face, okay, fine, enough, let me go, I have my work to do. Okay. But let's say that person is not a stranger, you know that person, then you have to start using some tricks. You can tell, enough now, enough, you are told, I understood. But let's say that person is more friendly to you, family member, difficult to, especially elder people. We can listen one time, two time, third time we should, if we tell them, they'll get angry on us only. Then we should sweetly say, "Hurry, thank you for telling me. Enough, enough. Now I have to go. I have to rush somewhere. Hmm? We will talk later." The point is to say we will talk later. Yes, 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 yes. You are right. Hmm? Somebody junior to us, we have to handle it differently. You told me twice. You told me thrice. No, enough. Lovingly, we should say. Junior person should understand. Somebody equal, like a friend or someone. We should handle it differently. If we can say, we should say, "Yeah, you told me once, enough." But sometimes some friends are overboard. Then we should see a chance and yeah. Then we should hold our mobile in hand and say, I have to make a call. Yeah, I have to go. And one more. And then there are those who are very close to you. You cannot avoid them so easily, like children, spouse. You cannot avoid them so easily. We should tolerate. We should tolerate, and we should be empathy, and we should be intelligent enough to make a point. I heard you. You don't have to repeat now. Okay. If you see they are looking for solution, fine. But if you see it's not a solution, then you have your phone in hand. You always have a phone call going to come, or you have to make. Right? Do that. There is one sannyasi in ISKCON, Devamrit Son Maharaj. He told a very nice thing. Sometimes he visits his family members, sometimes. Once in a year or once in 2 years. And he knows that his family members they want to talk and all that. So he has topic of Krishna consciousness to talk. But he finds that every time I cannot talk on Krishna consciousness spirituality, it is too much for them. They have their material life, they are too much attached to it, and it's not possible. Sometimes only I can talk. So then he thought, what is the next best thing that he can talk? Because he was traveling all places, he knows which ticket, which airplane ticket, what kind of facilities are there, what kind of schemes are there in tickets, what kind of planes are there, where to sit, how to sit, this, that, etc., etc., etc. So when he goes there, he makes sure he talks about these things only, and they are very impressed. These family members are very impressed. Sometimes you have to talk something that you are expert at, and then they become quiet. Okay. So last thing, we should learn from someone who knows how to handle the situation. Then we know how to handle the situation. Sometimes on our own intelligence, we may not be able to, because we are not practical, but we find some people are very practical. So we should ask them how to handle the situation, and they'll tell us. Like I told you a few things, I have learned this from other people. It's not like I do. I do sometimes, but I've seen other people doing it, and they are able to handle that situation well. Right? So I've learned from them. I shared with them, and if you see such people who know how to handle this situation, you learn from them. Okay. What is the question? What is the question? Someone wanted to ask a question. Can you hear me? No. Okay. Now the last thing. We have this energy of speaking. Now where to put that energy is to regularly recite Vedic literature. This is the very important thing. A devotee should do this thing. See, modern speakers and self-help book, they will only talk about above points. To be truthful, peaceful, beneficial, not agitating, non-violent communication, etc., etc., etc. They'll tell. But they'll never tell about this thing, reciting Vedic literature regularly. If you go back and if you look into your family members, hopefully they would sit with the Ramayana or with some pothi, and they would read it again and again, same thing again and again every day, right? Vishnu Sahasranam, Aditya Sutram, Bhagavad Gita chapters, Bhagavad chapters, right? Vishnu Puran chapters. Have you heard such things? They are always reciting such things. Isn't it? Have you seen such things? Such people doing these things? Have you seen? Maybe it's a rare thing. Okay, but this happens. In the Brahminical family, we see such things. So that is something we have to do. We have to chant at least one chapter of Bhagavad Gita. You can choose 12th chapter or 15th chapter, which are just 20 verses. You can chant. If you don't know Sanskrit, you learn Sanskrit, or you chant by someone else speaking Sanskrit, and you chant like that with it. After 10 times, you know Sanskrit. Or Vishnu Sahasranam is there, or Aity Sutram is there, or so many sutrams are there. Devi Sutram is there. अथर्व शिष्य गणेश अथर्व शिष्य people chant 21 बार chant किया. What happens with that? First thing, it is Sanskrit. It uses the whole mouth. Okay, there is physical, mental, emotional vibrations, okay, because of Sanskrit. Second is, there is spiritual vibration also. If we are reading Bhagavad Gita, there is spiritual vibration also. Third thing is, we are utilizing our best, our time for Krishna. So therefore, we won't be wasting time. Basically, our time will be occupied. Okay? And by such regular recitation, our heart will be cleaned, our mind will be cleaned. Materialistic, what do they recite? Materialistic people, what do they recite? TV, news. One more thing they keep reciting. I remember when I was in 12th standard, my teacher, We would go early in the morning to them, to her, 7 o'clock early in the morning, uh, for mathematics class. And one day she said like this: there is this neighbor, and every morning he starts this Bollywood song, and that Bollywood song would go on, and that same song would go on and on and on and on and on and on. That was very agitating too. I said, why morning you have put this Bollywood? So they recite these Bollywood songs, right? Whereas the Bhakti Yoga, we are trying to become Bhakti Yogis. We should recite Krishna songs, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the Vedic literatures like Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Vishnu Sahasranam, I said few things, right? So those are austerity of speech. We are voluntarily doing something using our vaka energy in Krishna's service. Okay. Now, austerity of mind is there. Tapasya of the mind. Mind tapasya. What is it? First thing is to be satisfied with whatever we get. Now, it's always said to be satisfied with whatever we get. Okay. To get that thing, we have done a lot of effort. That is assumed. Right? We have to do some effort to get certain things. That is assumed. After getting that thing, be satisfied with it. One may think, oh, if I be satisfied with then next time when I do effort, I may not do it that much because I'm like kind of satisfied. If I'm satisfied, then why will I look more? Some people make that argument, right? Have you heard such argument? If one is satisfied, what? How will he look more? How will he grow? Right? So here satisfaction, yeah. So here for a devotee, satisfaction is a little different. A devotee will act like any other materialistic person. Okay, and and he will put his 100% to that. So just like any other materialistic person, like Arjuna, best archer, he will put his 100%, 200%, 300%, 1000% he will put. Now, what the result come out of it? One will be satisfied. In sense, one will give this to Krishna. Krishna, this is yours. This result is yours. That's how he will be satisfied. For a materialistic, what happens is he gets a result and he wants to enjoy that. Hey, this is for me. And the very nature of enjoyment is that at the start it will be very nice. Ah, I won. But after some time it will start pinching. That same pleasure turns into poison. And that same thing punishes him. Like that. So here the satisfaction is different. Second is simplicity. The mind should be simple, should not be complicated. Otherwise, it will be stressful. Gravity. Gravity means what? Gravity means to be, grave, serious. No, serious means doesn't mean no laughing, no. It means whatever we do, even in our laughter, humor, there should be some substance. It should not be time pass. I've heard this word, no? Time pass. Time pass is what? It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy of time. Time, energy, waste. That's it. But gravity means what? Even that laughter is something very sensible. It is very sublime. Right? Like if you sit with scientists and when they will laugh and all that, you will see that they are talking very serious thing and in that they are laughing. Get it? They are not laughing for just the sake of passing time. Have you observed this or not? Have you observed that your professors and all that when they would laugh, they are not just doing time pass. Are they doing just time pass? You see? No, right? Even in that, there is some seriousness. So similarly, a bhakti yogi, his laughter, humor will also be kind of situated on a serious level. Okay, self-control. Mind wants to always be deviated, goes here and there. Bahushakha anantasya. Bahushakha. There is shaka means branches and bahu means many. It's like many branches. Mind can go and get lost in all these branches. So self-control, control it, direct it in a very positive activity. Purification of one's existence. Now, this is a very interesting statement. Purification of one's existence. Whatever we do should ultimately purify our heart. For spiritual practice, tapasya. These are the austerity of the mind. The best course is to divert the mind to Vedic literatures. Like, we were talking about reciting on literature. This is full of satisfying stories. Satisfying stories in the Purana and the Mahabharata. One can take advantage of this knowledge and thus become purified. The mind should always be devoid of duplicity and should think of the welfare of others. One should think about the welfare of others. Now that's interesting. That is how one can free oneself from duplicity and be simple. Silence means one is always thinking of self-realization. Silence doesn't mean zero thought. No. Silence means to think about self-realization. The person in Krishna consciousness observe perfect silence in this sense. Controlling of the mind means detaching the mind from sense enjoyment. The mind wants to enjoy, but controlling it means give controlled enjoyment like that. One should be straightforward in his dealings and purify his existence. It should not be under the table, over the table, bribery and all that illegal things. No, that will just simply just complicate our life. All these qualities together constitute austerity of the mental activities. This threefold austerity performed with transcendent faith by men not expecting material benefits, engaged only for sake of supreme, is called austerity in goodness. So when we do above three, for its own sake of the supreme, for pleasure, for pleasing the supreme Lord Shri Krishna, then it is sattva. But if things be performed out of pride and gaining respect, honor, worship, like Ravana could also speak very nicely, uh, softly, and I don't know softly, but nicely speaking, he definitely did. Eloquent speech he wore because he could please Lord Shiva, you know. So, but what was it? It was for what? Gaining respect, honor, worship, pride. Then such thing is passion. It is neither stable nor permanent. This is another thing. Passion and ignorance are neither stable. They are not stable. Neither they are permanent. Within a lifetime also they will get destroyed. That's what happened with Rama. Penance is performed out of foolishness with self-torture or to destroy or injure others. Foolishness, self-torture, destroy, injure others, like Ravana cutting his head off, is all in mode of ignorance. Now charity. This is the last thing we do. Now charity is to be done out of duty. We talked about duty without expectation of return. It should be done without expectation of return. That's it. Kuch chahiye nahi mujhe. I'm giving you just like that. Nothing I want. No tax benefit. Or no that after 5 years you give that to me. No, nothing like that. I'm just giving you. That is charity. That is dhan. And it should be done. No, that the okay. See the thing is na, it should not be done for only to get the tax benefit. It should be done with the attitude that I'm doing this donation because it's very much needed for the project. Okay. Now after that I get some tax benefit. I will see that that tax benefit also goes to Krishna. Such an attitude will be out of duty, right? Isn't it? There is some benefit. That benefit also I'll give it to Krishna. Then you will understand, अरे ये तो सच में detached आदमी है, right? Yes or no? You getting? Hmm. It should not be just for that purpose. Okay, it should be to please Krishna. That is more important. So see, we will always get this byproducts. These are called byproducts or side products. Like we eat gulab jamun. We'll definitely feel happy, nourished. But उसका एक बाई प्रोडक्ट रहता है. गुलाब जामुन का बाई प्रोडक्ट क्या है पता है क्या आपको? पता है? What? No, 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 no. After eating all that gulab jamun, next day it comes out, right? That is called as byproduct. So if one gets any benefit of certain things like charity and all that, one should consider this thing. It is not meant for ये इसके लिए मैंने ये नहीं किया. Getting right? I didn't do for this reason. I did it to please Krishna like that. Okay. And then to whom we are giving charity, that is very important. Proper place, time, and worthy person to whom we are giving. You know, we discuss this a lot. We worthy person means those who are unworthy become worthy because they are poor, they are needy, and all that. We can give them dana. But those who don't need anything and we still give them, those are the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas. They will make sure that they will use this dana in right thing, in the right purpose. Therefore, when you go to temple and all that, it's better to also donate the Brahmanas there because they are spending day night over there to worship the Lord and to follow all the regulatory principles and to keep the sanctity of the temple. So you can always donate them. Getting? And it's not like they want big money. They are happy, right? They are happy with whatever you may give most of the time. Very few times you may get some upsetting things, upsetting experience, but most of the time it is happy only. Hmm? Okay. But charity performed with expectation of some return. What I will get out of it? What is the tax benefit? Then mode of passion, misery. Because you won't get much. There will always be some pinching factor there. Then you say, yeah, इतना charity देके क्या किया मैंने? नहीं किया रहता वही अच्छा रहता. छिपा के रखता हूँ. Right? Some people say like that. Or they are doing charity, in a grudging mood. क्या पूछ रहा है, देना पड़ रहा है अभी, सब लोग देख रहे मुझे, everyone is looking at me, take it, be happy. Such thing, grudging mode is a mode of passion. It all results into misery only. Then charity performed at an impure place, improper time, unworthy person. Unworthy person. You know this person is going to take your money and drink alcohol, and you give to that person 10 rupees, 20 rupees. That is not accepted. That is not recommended. Best is to give such person some clothing or some shoes or something. Or best is to give him prasad. Take food. Take this packet of rice. Eat it. Paisa nahi hai, ye lo. And without proper attention also. Attention is also very important in charity. ऐसा नहीं कि आ गया ले ले. She just threw things to him. No. Proper attention is very important. And respect is also very important. नहीं तो अरे भीख मंगा and all that. People say bad things, right? So all these things affect. That is not charity. It's all charity in mode of ignorance. The result will be madness. Okay. We'll stop here. Any questions or comments? Any questions or comments?